W7ITL calling N7CS. This is W7ITL calling November 7 Charlie Sierra.
This is N7CS on the other PL tone.
How is the audio coming in over YouTube? Let me turn down my gain and let me know if that makes any difference. This is W7ITL on the W7WWI repeater. My gain is now at 30. This is an audio test. This is W7ITL doing an audio test. Can you copy? How does my audio sound now?
Yeah, can you switch to the other PL tone so we can get a comparison?
Switching over to 110.
YouTube stream was basically unreadable at that point. On the 110 PL tone, the YouTube stream was basically uncopyable.
Uncopyable as on the 110 hertz tone. Was it copyable on the 103?
It's a lot better. Actually, I could hear you better the previous time, but yeah.
W7ITL, talking on the W7WWI repeater with 103.5 hertz tone. Just checking my audio and seeing how I sound on the output.
Definitely sounds better on the YouTube stream because when you went back to 110, I mean you could barely hear you, barely copy it on the 110.
I think I'm gonna go back to the 110 for the remainder of the net. If you want, maybe you could go over to the 103.5 again, and I'm gonna go ahead and listen to the YouTube stream here. Give me about 15 seconds before transmitting.
On the 103.5 tone. This is N7CS on 103.5 test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will switch to the 110 tone in just a moment. This is N7CS on the 110.9 PL tone. This is N7CS on the 110 PL. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
there's a problem with my streaming on my end, so I'm actually not hearing you. So, but I did get a snip of my audio, and it did sound quite a bit better. Considerably better, Wade. 7ITL, was that Gary? Much better on the other PL test. This is N7CS. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
HK. And let's see, stand by. I see Richard, K7ITX, and Wade, W7ITS. Jim's with us tonight from Covington, N7QO. 4:30 and didn't see anything. I don't know if it happened after that, but haven't been outside since then. But yeah, Wayne and I were doing some experimentation with the audio, the stream quality audio earlier, and had some pretty interesting results. I don't know, maybe we can talk more. I'll let Wayne talk more about it later, or either we can have a more thorough discussion after the net. But that was kind of fun. The call Gary had to Rob, I guess worked out, got some stuff going there. So anyway, that's it for now. More later. This is Burton Marshall, and WWS back to that.
WW7ATS, next to WW7ATS. Bruce, thank you very much for that. I am very interested to hear what you've learned about our audio. Next on the list, Gary, K7HYB. Take it away, Gary. WW7M, Kilowatt 7 Hotel Yankee Bravo. Well, I saw the email that Rich sent to me, along with everybody else, and I was under the impression, well, I heard Kurt and I touched it a little bit earlier on the PL, and I can see we're on the PL for Tiger Mountain, so apparently we've decided not to use the Cougar Mountain repeater as our audio for whatever reason. That's the solution that Rich had suggested, and he turned it on about 15 minutes before the net, and it'll go off automatically about 15 minutes after then it is over with. So anyway, that was basically what boiled down in my conversation. We discussed a number of solutions to the issue of the audio on the streaming, and the streaming right now is there's a lot of latency in it. I'm not exactly sure why, but anyway, we talked about a couple other things, but that was the solution he came back to me on. I wonder if anybody else saw the email. W7N, K7HYB. Yeah, K7HYB is in W7N. I didn't check right before the net. I did notice tonight when the Morse code identifier goes off, it creates a double and obliterates the person's audio, which that's what I've been hearing so here in Northeast W. So I just want to be aware of that. So next on the list is Wade, W7ITL. Take it away, Wade.
This is W7ITL. I'm going to do a quick test here, and let me know if you can still hear me.
ITL, I'm just testing out here on the other PL tone. If you're listening to the YouTube stream, you may notice the audio is different, and that is because we're coming off the Cougar Mountain repeater instead of the Tiger repeater. So I'm going to pause and go back to the other repeater because I don't know if any other people are coming in over Echolink, and at this time, if I'm going over Cougar, you will not hear me over Echolink.
Alright, this is W7ITL, now back on the Tiger repeater, and if you heard me on the other, then it is successful. And so yeah, what we're doing is we're doing a little test here. The audio that we get that goes into the YouTube stream is it'll pick up both repeaters. But unfortunately, audio going into the Echolink will not, because it uses a PL tone squelch. So until we can get up on the mountain, we can't really do a full test of this. So that, I will turn the net back to Jim, and we can discuss further on the next round. W7ITL. Great, thank you. Now, I want to ask, because I saw Ron wave his hands or something. I heard you on both key sites, but Ron, you waving your hands, do you want to comment on something?
I did not hear him, but my estimator told me he was transmitting. I could not hear him.
Oh, that's interesting. In Northeast W, I could hear both, but I would expect that. I'm much closer to the repeaters. Anybody else have a difference in the two transmissions? Please come in.
Yeah, this is N7CS. I could hear him both times, but when he went to the 103 tone, it was, at least for Marysville, it was a lot harder or a lot lower volume for me.
Thank you, Buzz. Yeah, I did notice there was a difference in volume, but, well, clearly what all you need to do is move into my garage for the nets. But anyway, we'll put that plan off. The next person on the list, Jim, N7QO. Take it away, Jim.
N7QO. Thank you, Jim. Well, good evening, everyone. Wade, I heard you on Cougar, but it sounded significantly weaker. The big thing is your audio was covered up 2 different times by some sort of idea, and I don't know, it used to be from my location I would receive Cougar just fine. I suspect it may have to do with the relationship between who is where and relative to which repeater, and maybe they've even done something different at the repeater sites. I don't know. Way back when, Mike used to switch so that we were using Cougar for our nets, and we used to be able to tell. It seems to be that if we were using Cougar, when the repeater would identify, it would have a /C in a Morse code identifier after it, and it seems like it also used to have a courtesy tone, and the Tiger repeater has neither of those. But so anyway, some changes have apparently been made since we were last doing that. At any rate, I can hear you just fine over either repeater, but you are obliterated by the IP. Reset. Run. Years for a plastic pipe is bad, actually. It's a good idea that they ran that copper through the plastic, because my father used to be a certified plumber and an electrician and a diesel mechanic, and I used to go around helping him on various things. I don't know how many times I've dug in the ground for water lines and gas lines in particular. It didn't have to do much for power lines, although they ran overhead, thinking about it everywhere we were. It's just at my present location, even the electric and cable runs underground. But yeah, as the ground shifts around, there are rocks under the soil, and they tend to chew on whatever pipes are there. Even metal pipes. I've replaced, helped my father replace a bunch of metal pipes, and the rocks can kind of get to them after a number of years. So it's good that they've got some protection around the copper. Jessica, blood pressure. Funny you mentioned that. I saw something on television just either today or yesterday, and it said as a consequence of the pandemic, everyone's blood pressure is going up, and there doesn't, I don't quite understand why. They don't seem to quite understand why, but they say it's true. They kind of suggested that maybe we're less active than we used to be, less exercise, lousy diet, maybe not even sleeping as well. And anyway, reset. So anyway, Jessica, you're not alone. Good luck with that. Let's see, someone was talking about the weather. It was snowing here at my house around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Nothing accumulated, of course. The ground is warm enough. Matter of fact, right now I'm showing 36 degrees. We do still have snow on the ground here, but it is significantly less than what it was. So that's a good thing. We got a fair amount of rain during the day today in a couple of different spurts, so that helped to make some of the snow dissipate as well. Gary, I did not get any emails from Rich. I did not see anything about that, but I guess we've kind of discussed that a little bit anyway. Let's see. Back to you, Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, Jim out of Covington. This is WW7ATS here in Northeast Bellevue. Thank you for that. Well, I too am definitely ready for this snow to end. It was fun for about the first 2 hours, and after that it got really old. I don't think I've ever been continuously penned in here for quite this many days since I started living in this house. We have one giant ski slope of a hill, and if it's snow, at least for the most of the time I lived here, I could always get up and down it with a four-wheel drive truck I have. But once it turns to ice, it's just a toboggan run. You start at the top and you're just along for the ride. I don't think you have any control at all. The first time I ever realized that, I remember coming down and direction on West Lake Sammamish because I was not stopping. So this time I learned, I did get out, I think it was Monday, just in between, there was a nice little sucker hole up on the radar, so that's perfect timing. I got out to Costco, then got out to Trader Joe's, and as I came home, I looked to the west, and there was this wall that I had not seen since I've been in the Midwest. I mean, just a giant wall of hail and gray, and you could actually see it coming down my hill at my house, and of course it was a big hailstorm, but I think somebody was carried that. So we had just pretty much gotten most of the ice off, and then we had, a quarter-inch of ice pellets and everything, which melted just enough to freeze again. So today, it was a clear day too. I could get out in the afternoon and our roads were clear, but so I'm definitely ready for spring too. So anyway, interested in the weather in your neighborhood. I mean, you guys made me look outside. I can't see any snow happening here in Northeast Bellevue right now. It is chilly, but it's above freezing. So we can do anything we want as long as it's still to freeze, and I'm happy with that. So with that, let's take it back up to the top on KD7QKU. Take it away, Ron.
Okay, thank you, James. W7N in the group, KD7QKU. Well, Jessica, it's good to stay on top of your blood pressure. I too had a doctor's appointment this week, yesterday. We had a whole array of doctors in Bellevue, cardiologists, primary care physicians, dermatologists, and everything. And so when we moved over here, we started trying to establish them. Of course, the first thing you have to do is get a primary care doctor, and then you have to get referrals from your insurance company for all the other doctors. And then you have to make appointments. Man, over here, the doctors are just booked, way up. I think I made this appointment probably back in September, and I just got in yesterday. And it was my cardiologist. I had a valve put in my heart over 20 years ago, and then it failed, and so then they had to put a new valve, and it's interesting. They go up through your groin, up through your artery, and into your heart, and then they have this little thing, and they open it up inside the old valve, and it makes a new valve. And it was almost outpatient thing, but I did feel right. But it was really easy, simple. The first time they opened your chest, put you on a heart-lung machine, and it was a big deal. Well, anyway, I need a good cardiologist. This guy, he installs those valves, so he knows exactly what's going on. So I saw him yesterday, and he checked me all out because everything's working fine. But he too said that he thought my blood pressure was just a little bit too high, which was interesting. He said if it looks like it's 150 on your arm, it's like your heart sees it at 175. I don't know if that's true or not, but I assume it is. But anyway, my blood pressure wasn't 150, but he just used that as a comparison. But anyway, he wanted me to increase it, so I've increased it. And then he wants me to take my blood pressure and report back to him. But he gave me encouraging on my valve. Of course, when they put something inside of something, let me let it drop. It makes it small, of course. And so the opening, in my heart now is smaller than it used to be. And the guy that put it in, he says that, it's not going to last too long. And I found that, I didn't like that. It was not good. But anyway, this doctor, he was very encouraging. He said it was stenosis or something like that causes the valve to fail. And I knew the old valve that I had put in 20 years ago, the average life expectancy of it was 12 years, and mine lasted, 21 years or 22 years. And so he said that I didn't have hardly any stenosis, or maybe none at all. And he said he couldn't see why the valve that was put in there wouldn't last maybe as long as the other one. He said they really don't know how long they last yet, because they've only been out 4 or 5 years, and they haven't got all the data back on them. So anyway, he said the doctor shouldn't have told me that, he didn't think, because that's what would cause it to fail. I really don't have that. So he said he said your other valve lasts almost twice as long as normal. So I would expect this one to last a long time too. So that was for me really good news. All right, with all that, sorry about that, guys. Back to that KD7QCU.
The joint replacement parts. Well, maybe you should have the plumbers do it. It probably would have been cheaper. They have the equipment. They just need a smaller diameter. Maybe they could put a rig on it. Anyway, Jessica, KS7UHK, take it away. KS7UHK, none of that sounds very fun. None of that sounds very settling. But for Jim's point, guilty on all three. Moving around not as much as I used to. I'm still kind of doing the same thing when we started off in lockdown. I run over to the store, get a few things, come back. I do my massive shopping all at once, and don't really go anywhere other than on Tuesday nights when I do my video show down here, which I did last night down here at KSDR in Everett, and it was a very nice show. No one else is in the station when I go down and when I leave, so I unlock the place. I go and do my show, and then I lock it back up and put it on satellite, and for its reception through the night. And so that's how I do that. Something else here. Oh, it's 32 degrees. I was going to say to Bert there, it's 32 degrees up here right now, and I think it just happened within the last hour or two. But then once again, we're at 550 feet, and that may be different than where you're at, Bert. I'm not sure exactly where you're at. Let's see, I've also been watching the ISS images that they spit out at I can't remember what the frequency is, 145 something, .2, .8, I can't remember. But I've been picking those up, and I've got my little ESA.com, I think it is, from the spot station. It's showing me where the space station is, and so whenever it comes over to our area, I got my radio turned on here, and I got my decoder, my SS, I can't remember what it is, SS something TV program decoding these pictures. And I went to their website. They have 12 different images they're spewing out. And so when you get them, you get one more picture. I've got 3 of them now. It's kind of like getting postcards from the ISS space station, which right now is going at 17,116 miles per hour. That's pretty cool. Other than that, I got to pass it back. It was KS7 UHK. Question for Jessica. This is James W7M. Are they still broadcasting? I got a partial file on the 31st, morning of the 31st, and I'm just curious to know, are they still broadcasting those SSTV images now to the 5th? I don't know. I figure they are. I don't know. I have missed the last few, so I don't know if they're still doing it or if they're. I think they're just kind of continually doing it because there's a whole raft of them you can go look up and see other people's downloads that they've downloaded and put onto the Spot the Station website. You can go see what other people have caught. So I don't know if it was a limited time or if it's just continuous. So I do not really know. Okay, 7 years. Okay, I can tell you WW7ATS. Yeah, I should have just tried again the next morning because I was just depending on what I read on the AOL announcement. I think the morning of the 31st was the last pass. We caught here in Seattle putting out an announcement, but I didn't check Saturday and Sunday, and maybe somebody just forgot to turn it off. So anyway, let's see. Next up, third, N7CS. Take it away, Bert. Okay, well, again, I see no evidence of any snow in my house, so it's apparently hasn't made its way up to 3 or 4 miles here to me. James, I thought the same as you. I didn't think they were transmitting those images anymore. I thought it was just for like a 4-day window or something like that, but I didn't check. It happened while I was in Vegas, and I did bring my radio with me, but I was too lazy to pull it out and try to decode it. I did read something funny about that, though, is that, it only transmits, for those few minutes that it's overhead, but there's people that, like Jessica was saying, they leave their computer running all the time in case anything happens. So these pranksters were just setting up their own SSTV transmitters on the ISS frequency, sending out, like, memes and pictures of SpongeBob and stuff like that, so that people waiting for the space station to pass, they get SpongeBob instead. But, I don't know if any of that was happening in Seattle, but there's probably in other local areas. It's a standard 2-meter frequency. And Ron was talking about the water meters earlier. Yeah, about 2 months ago, they came and replaced, some kind of little electric gadget on my water meter. I think it's something for the wireless bill or something. I don't quite know what they did. It looks a little bit different than the thing they put on it, but yeah, have not had to have any pipes replaced yet, at least thankfully. But anyway, that's it for now. Burton Rachel, N7CS, back to that. N7CS, Bert in married to WW7N. For the ones who are watching amateur television society, let's pause for a minute and invite any visitors who might be listening in, maybe just across the dial and stumbled into it. This is the WW7ATS. If you'd like to or join our net, please come now. Okay, that's station 2. Let's go on to K7HYB. K7HYB. Jerry, take it away. And WW7N, K7HYB, and I'm trying to get my motor running here, or my brain, maybe that's what I'm going to. Anyway, it's good to be on, and I don't know what feeling you guys have about using the Cougar Mountain repeater for the purpose of allowing a decent audio stream to come through on the streaming. But that was the idea. And I do remember I was trying to find the email that Rich sent me, and I could have sworn it had the courtesy copy. I could have sworn that it had a courtesy copy to everybody in our group on the address line. I was going to try to verify that, and I haven't been able to find the email at this point. So I'll keep looking out for it. Spring season is out here. We still have a fair amount of snow, although quite a bit of it disappeared today. The wife got out and got a chance to go bowling today for the first time in a couple of weeks, and she was glad to do that. And we met up with my son last night, yesterday afternoon actually, and exchanged Christmas presents, and So that was kind of anticlimactic. we usually spend quite a bit of time with them on Christmas. Anyway, I'm using a 706 tonight because I don't have the engine jockey set up for Cougar Mountain. Now I thought that's what we were going to be using. So I wonder if anybody has heard anything from Mario. Apparently there's quite a few messages that have come around for us concerning a Ford company that makes some decoders, encoders and decoders. And I wonder if anybody's going to discuss that at all. Maybe this is not the time. Anyway, back to you, James. WW7ATS with you.
Okay, well let's break into a little bit. I see Mario, Kilo Delta 6, India Lima Oscar, that's KD6 ILO, has joined our net. Mario, if you can hear me, go ahead and take it away. Okay, Mario, I don't know if you can hear us or not. We can't get you to our usual audio channels. So we'll come back around to you. Let's go ahead and go to Richard, K7ITX. Richard, go ahead and take it away. Mario, can you hear us? This is K7ITX. I don't know, I guess Mario couldn't hear me. I heard him coming over Zoom for a second, but I'll ask him to unmute. Maybe we can hear what he has to say. But if you can't hear me, then, well, because I'm muted. No, I'm unmuted. Oh, no, okay, well, anyway. Anyway, let's move right along here. Latency. So I timed our latency, Gary, and I got it right at 5 seconds. So maybe you just need to reboot, or maybe you're already caught up by now. Okay, so let's see. What else do I have on here? Tracks, ice, yak tracks, snow tracks for my shoes. Well, I finally took those off yesterday. Believe it or not, I wore them even on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday, I couldn't believe I still needed them Monday, for crying out loud. But Tuesday, finally. And luckily I got straightened out with Ron and gave him the correct advice for what product I had. There's been a change in the marketing, and so I gave him some bum information, but I really like what I have, and I think Ron, if he gets the right size, he'll like him as well. And then as far as stuff breaking in your yard, yeah, that's a bummer, Ron. I had a totally different situation in my yard. I had a fruit tree, pretty tall and spindly. It shot up to about the height of my roof, but I was able to cut it down, no big deal. But then, you have the stump and the roots, and that didn't appear to be any big deal until, as I was pulling out the roots, I cut the cable TV cable, the internet cable. And I thought, geez, and it was so high, I mean, it was just raw. It looked like the same stuff they put in your wall, no conduit or nothing. So I can really appreciate those guys using the old plastic pipe for shielding.
So that's pretty cool. And last but not least, what a tragedy for Jim Andrews down in Boulder, Colorado. Oh my God, that fire wiped out his house and his kid's house, and it just made you want to cry. And then one of our ham friends up here who moved to Cheyenne, Wyoming, he was in Boulder just a couple days ago, and he said it still smells like fire down there. So anyway, no snow here, and we're at 36 degrees. We had a low at sometime earlier this morning at 35, so really probably done a thing over the past 24 hours. So with that, WW7ATS, back to net control. Richard, K7ITX, thank you very much. Let's move on to Wade, W7ITL. Alright, well, this is W7ITL, and I'm going to transmit on the audio he's telling you first, because I wanted to answer the question in regards to why Ron probably can't hear me. Ron, there is a setting on most radios, and you can set the tone squelch, and I think it's called CTCSS or something like that. If you have that enabled, it will squelch you, it will squelch the transmission unless there's a tone transmit on the same tone that you're on. So in order for you to hear me while I'm on the other tone, you need to set your tone to 103.5. And it's nice to kind of move back. It's nice to see that Mario joined us. I don't think I've actually talked to Mario yet. But if he is going to join us, then I guess maybe we'll hear him later down the list. Alright, let's pause for a second. Alright, I'm going to switch over to 103.5. If you're on the other tone, you're not going to be able to hear me for the transmission duration. Well, let's just test this audio a little bit more. If you're listening and you can hear me, do a thumbs up if you're on the stream. That's good. Alright. Well, I'm sorry, Ron, you may not be able to hear me, but I'm sorry to hear about your water line bursting, and I'm glad they got that fixed fairly quickly for you. And, I didn't know about the valve replacement. Hopefully that valve will last a little bit longer, a lot longer, so wish you luck on that, and hopefully your doctor keeps a close eye on that for you. Now let's see. Be careful when you park on your lawn. You might have a water line underneath your lawn that might burst if you park there. Good tip there, Jessica. And I'm glad your neighbors let you know about that. I don't know how far mine is down, but I've never had to worry about that. Alright, well, I think I'm going to finish and say I'll see you on the next round. W7ITL, back to net. WW7N, and I did hear the courtesy tone that time, as well as the difference in tone more than anything else here. So to move next to Jim out of Covington, N7QO. N7QO, thank you, Jim. Well, like you, Jim, I also live on a hill. I've had no trash pickup for 2 weeks. I've had no mail for 2 weeks. Actually, they just delivered it today, but it looks like about 2, maybe 3 days worth of mail at the most. The good news is I have not received any bills in 2 weeks. I hope that does not hurt my credit rating, but we will find out. That's just the way it is. Let's see. That was actually on television yesterday too about our mail service. They say that they're kind of short-staffed, and they say it's probably due to COVID. But oh well. Bert, fake ISS pictures. I wonder if anyone has shown a picture of a new moon, if you know what I mean there. I just thought, I hope whoever's sending fake ISS pictures is not doing anything that they shouldn't be doing. Let's see. And I don't know, just a thought, if Mario can hear, when your turn comes around, Mario, try talking over Zoom, and someone might be patching you in. The thing is, right now we're transmitting, we're using our 2 meters for voice. But if you try talking over Zoom, maybe someone can patch you in here and we can hear you. Back to you, Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, Jim Covington. This is WW7N. Well, let's just pause for a minute and see if we can hear from Mario, because I think we're about 2/3 of the way through the net. So, Mario, go ahead and speak on the internet channel, and let's see if we can hear you. This is WW7N. Go ahead, Mario. We certainly appreciate you joining the video channel tonight. And let's pause for a minute. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, and ask if there's anybody else listening out there who'd like to see if the push-to-talk button still works, just to say hello, check in, and check out, or perhaps join the net here for the last 15 minutes. If so, please come now. No station heard, so let's take it back up to the top. 1, KD7QKU. Take it away.
I just have to switch back and forth between them. So I was transmitting on the other one. Apparently you couldn't hear me, but I'm back now to what we normally use. It was nice to have Mario join us. Too bad we couldn't hear him, or maybe he couldn't hear us. It wasn't good. Let's see, what else was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Nothing important, I guess. Okay. Darn, I didn't make any notes either. Alright, I guess I'm just going to turn it back. KD7QKU.
KD7QKU on. Well, that's why they call it amateur radio. You got to find out which button does what. So next on the list is Jessica, KF7UHK. Take it away, Jessica. F7UHK. And I was thinking about the high blood pressures. Both my brothers have had either heart attacks or strokes, and my mother, I think, died of a heart attack. So, you know, I look at this as going, maybe I should go put my stuff in order, which is, I got a roommate that don't need that, but I just need to box up some of my crap. So if I do pass on, someone doesn't have to, you know, clean up all my little fiddly bits and little electronic devices. And I've got a lot. Don't we all have a lot of those, amateur people? I think we all do. So yeah, that's some of those. Let's see. Tonight I made a really nice beef stew, which I've been sipping on in the little mug here, and it's very tasty. Can't wait till Sylvia gets home and I really dig into it. And I was wondering, maybe Mario wasn't actually in the area, because it looked like all this stuff is like somewhere in Southern California or somewhere in California. So maybe he was just seeing us over Zoom and nothing else. So other than that, I just found that interesting. I like these little logos. Those are pretty cool. Other than that, let's see. I'm kind of like Ron. I've ran out of things on my list also. Survivor's all done with. I was glad to see the culmination of that. That was really fun to watch, especially the very last episode when they pull back the cameras and you see all the extra people in there who are bringing in pizza and drinks, and the lights move around, the cameras, and they said, right here, we're just going to go ahead and have a party right here, and if you need to anything, you need some pizza, just call out and they'll come bring it to you. And so we watched that, and then they kind of did an after show party that was really just excitingly fun to watch. So I can't wait till that comes around again, because it kind of takes you out of your insides to go watch that show. And I found that interesting. I saw the recent James Bond movie, and with that I also made a bingo drinking game for the James Bond movies. You could use it on any of them. So, like things like if you see a bow tie, you take a drink. Or if you see a boat race or a boat chase, take a drink. If you see a bunch of sharpshooters missing their target, take a drink. That kind of thing. And I think it works on all the Bond movies. This is KS7, UHK.
Jessica, I look forward to seeing that bingo card, KF7UHK, this is WW7ATS. Let's go to Bert, N7CS. Take it away, Bert.
Okay, hang on, we'll mute. Okay, the Talk of Survivor reminded me of something. I've been meaning to say it for a while, but I keep forgetting, I think. But the guy on the last season, Ricard, who made it pretty far, he's actually an Alaska Airlines flight attendant living in, I think, Sequel Woolley or Bellingham, something like that. So he actually lives up in this area. And, Ron, when you were transmitting on that other PL tone, just as an FYI, on the YouTube audio stream, you sounded perfect. It was really good. On the repeater, though, on the audio repeater, it was very weak. That may just be where my location is. I can't seem to, I don't get a really good audio signal out of the, was it Tiger audio? I'm getting mixed up. They're both cats. But I can't keep Cougar and Tiger apart. We should rename them something else. Cougar and Tiger's too close together for me. It drives me nuts. But okay, anyway, let's see. Well, that's about all I have to talk about right now. So I'll probably won't get back around to me. So 73 if not. And this is Bert Murray. So I'm in 7CS. Back to that.
Homeless people. Oh, just leave it at that. Let's see. Next on the list is Richard, K7ITX.
Okay, well, wow, Bert, I found that your report very interesting regarding Ron's, oh dear, I don't know. Okay, well, anyway, Wade is showing us some, looks like pepperoni sticks, one of my favorite things I was shopping for today, and I don't know, it's like a shortage of pepperoni sticks, I guess. A lot of beef jerky out there, but no pepperoni, so anyway. Well, unless you want to spend $15 for 500 pieces or whatever it was, which would make me sick to my stomach because I can't control my appetite, so I always have to buy the smaller package, and Alberto just, I don't know what's going on. Well, I guess it's a supply shortage. So anyway, so just to kind of, I guess wrap up my report, I'll just mention that quite a freak out on Monday night. Now I know a lot of you guys aren't football fans, and I wasn't even watching the game, but I guess Monday Night Football, it was the final for a lot of the fantasy football teams, championship final, and my brother and my son were both in the final, and my son was supposed to win handily, and along with a whole bunch of thousands and thousands of other people were supposed to win handily until that football player on the opposing team that my son didn't have in the Monday night game, he was just supposed to make a first down, run out the clock, and that was it. Well, as my son said, if he gets 3 yards and scores a touchdown, which all of this seems pretty unlikely, it changes everything. He loses, my brother wins. Well, that's exactly what happened. The guy scored,
just flipped. You could just hear everybody in Vegas just groan when that happened. Just think of it. Some people probably had already bought. I mean, the odds of that happening were like 100 to 1 or something. And I just know people were already spending their winnings. You know, probably bought a round for the whole house, you know, based on not really call yet. I'd even I had congratulated my son. He goes, oh, no, won yet. Well, he was right. So it was just kind of weird. I wish I would have been watching the game. And then I wish I had been following the fantasy football aspect of it, because those are the kinds of things that really make the sport fun. But I missed out. But boy, I sure felt sorry for those who thought they had it in the bag, and then Zappo. So, all right. Well, thanks a lot for running the net tonight, James and Bellevue. And it's been great to see everybody. And did we lost Mario? Darn it. So whatever. I'll mention to him how he can hang around after the net, and maybe he can do that next time. So with that, WW7ATS, 73 and WK7ATS, back to net control. K7ITX, Richard, WW7N, thank you. I skipped Gary, K7HYB. So with the 5 minutes left of the net, Gary, why don't you go ahead and take it away? Well, I'll make it quick. WW7N, kilowatt 7 Delta Yankee Bravo. And you're going to reverse on this. Okay. Anyway, you got the reverse on the stream. But I sent a copy of the email that I got from Rich to everybody in the group. I redid the courtesy copies, and the courtesy copy went to Jim, and nobody else apparently that was active on the net. So that's the way it goes. 73's out. We'll see you on Saturday. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that in case K7HYB, good night all. We cannot hear you, Jim. This is WW7N. I said thank you very much, Terry. K7HYB. We're going to give it to Wade, W7ITL. Do you copy me now? Deal.
That is my cue to just say my final here and say it was a nice net, and I'm glad we got to test a little bit on the other repeater. It'd be nice at some point to get something kind of like PSRG has, where we have both receivers on the repeaters listening, and then maybe transmit through one master repeater, so we can get that audio everywhere. But until then, I think we're going to have to do something with Echolink before we can make this the Cougar Mountain repeater part of the net. Because right now you probably can't hear me if you're on Echolink. But with that said, I'm going to say my final 73, W7ITL back to net.
W7ITL, this is WW7N. Thank you very much for that. Looks like we just got a couple minutes left here, so let's turn it over to Jim, N7QO. Take it away, Jim.
N7QO, thank you, Jim. Let's see. Ron, possible solution for your blood pressure. Okay, Jessica, this may not apply to you because we know you're already doing it. Ron, for your blood pressure, try butterscotch schnapps and Baileys. And with that, good night, everyone, and 7QO.
Okay, well, thank you for that sound advice, N7QO. This is WW7N. I have a friend of mine that was trying to get some, lose a few pounds without finding them right away again, so he stopped drinking and his blood pressure went up. And I said, well, yeah, well, that happens. But then it came back down again after a while. So this is James, WW7N. Looks like we are pretty close to the top of the hour, so I'll identify you. We are the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. And let me call one more time for any visitors or anybody who'd like to check in. Just say hello, and we'd love to hear from you. Go ahead. Red Station Code. So my name is James, Whiskey Uniform 7 November in Northeast W for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. We'd like to thank the owners and operators of the repeater that we're using now for our audio channel. We really appreciate that. And we'd like to thank all the amateur radio operators out there who give us a clear channel at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays and 8 p.m. Saturdays. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Does anybody anywhere have anything for the net at this time? No station code. This is WW7N. Again, thank you all and good night.